There was one point in the living room where I was sucking your dick and I choked on it and I ran to the trash can because I thought I was going to throw up. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yes. I was like,
Did
"Oh,
that
Lord, is he
did that
okay?"
make you uncomfortable? How did you feel in that moment? Yo, we made it to season 1.5 of Butch Queen After Dark. Not quite season 2, but we are still in the building. Now, before we get into the episode, I need y'all to help me grow this show. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please subscribe to the podcast. Please also rate the podcast. 5 stars, please. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and comment. I want to talk to you. You know I'll be in them comments. And of course, share with your friends. You got friends, right? And. If you have a question, a story, a confession, something you want me to talk about, send a listener letter to butchqueenpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, y'all ready to get nasty? Let's go. Welcome to Butch Queen After Dark. I'm your host, David Brandon, content creator, sex educator, and certified slut on a mission to normalize freaky, disgusting conversations because they always lead to better sexual health outcomes. Tonight's guest is very special. He is a multi-hyphenate creative from Atlanta who also walks Junior Sex Siren and Body in the ballroom scene, a real-life Butch Queen. He's an actor, a storyteller, and he's eating the girls up with his old English skits. Please welcome Galen.
Hello, hello, hello. How art thou, friend?
How art thou? Thou am well.
Yes.
Thou am
Yes.
well. I don't know how to talk like that. So you're going to have to give us some lessons on how to do the old... What do you call that? Old English? What do you call that?
Old English, Shakespearean English, speaking
Shakespearean.
with
Okay.
distinction. You know, it has a bunch of different
Distinction.
names. Yes.
Okay. Well, whatever it
Yes.
is, I love it, and the people love
Thank
it,
you.
and we're going to play a little game later that tests your skills with it, so get ready for
Period.
that. But to start, let me ask you some icebreaker questions. First, what was one of your sexual awakenings?
Oh, okay. What was one of my sexual awakenings?
Mhm.
Because yes, I do believe we do have many, right?
Many, yeah.
I think let's start from the very beginning.
Let's do it.
Okay, so there was once upon a time on the interwebs, the early dial-up interwebs. There was a website called blackdickandass.com. And
You know
very
exactly
straightforward.
what you was getting with that.
You know exactly what
Blackdickandass.com.
you get into.
Look,
It's gonna
there
be
was no
black
mistake
dick
when you typed that shit in.
and black
Yeah.
ass. That's right. It's
Yeah. I love it.
I think my very first intro to black on black, because of course, like, you know, there were other sites like sex.com and, you know, things like that. Like
Yep.
just it was so straightforward back then. But it was a gentleman who was well endowed, and you know, he had a pretty ass and a big old dick, and I was like, wow, this is what you do with your facilities. I did not know these things. I had to have been maybe like, you know, 11 or 12 or so at the time. Not 11, like definitely 12 though, like 12, 13,
Yeah.
you know, middle school
Yeah.
for sure. And this was
Yeah.
also too during like the age of AOL Instant Messenger and Yahoo
Yes.
Messenger. And there was a friend of mine on Yahoo who like told me about like his first time experimenting with like masturbation and jacking off and stuff. And he was like, yeah, if you like do that to it, after a while it explodes and like it feels
Yes.
amazing. And I was like, oh wow, okay. Well, the first time I tried it, I was like, whoa, this is a lot. This is intense.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it really wasn't until the second or third one where I was like, oh, yeah, give me more of this.
Yeah,
You know?
I get it. I want folks to remember the first time they came. It was an experience. And
Insane.
and for a lot of people, we don't expect what is going to happen. We don't know that's going to happen. It was the same for me. I was watching porn once, and this is so funny because I was watching porn, and no one taught me about jerking off. I had sex ed. I knew about sex, but I didn't really know about masturbation. But when I was watching porn on my computer, I would just start touching my dick. And then I would pull my dick out and like, say this is my dick, right? Instead of jerking off, I went like this with 2 fingers. I went like this. Like against my dick. I just did this. like to the back of my
It's like
dick, right?
little rubber dub.
Yeah, yeah. I kept doing this, and I was like, and then, and I was like, oh shit! Oh my
Oh,
god!
wow. Did you did
Oh
you
my
did you
god!
do that to like the front, like to like the
No,
little
so the
V
back, so
part
like
tip on the
where,
front?
uh, yeah, like I guess I'm, if this is my dick, it's here,
Oh, okay, on the front.
the
Not
back.
okay, not the
Yeah, yeah, back here.
okay.
Yeah, it was like that. Because I think that's where it is most
Interesting.
sensitive, like at the tip, right at the tip in the back, not this part. This part is more
Not the
sensitive, I
part
think.
facing you, but the part away from you.
No, it was no, the part facing me. The part facing. It's hard to
Oh,
explain. But yeah, the part facing me. So if this is like if
wow.
this is a dick, this is like the
Mm-hmm.
front of it, right? If someone's looking at me, they
Mm-hmm.
would suck my dick this way. I was doing it on this side. So just doing this.
Mm.
And I exploded.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then somehow instinctually, the next day I started doing this. And I don't know what taught me that, but I was like, oh, there's a better way to do this. Let me do this. And I did
Wow.
that, and I
Nature,
came,
ladies and gentlemen, and
baby.
them's
It was in the
nature.
DNA. It was in the DNA.
It's
Yeah.
innate.
Mm-hmm. We know what to do. Yep, we know what to do.
Amazing.
We've been getting pleasure since the cavemen. We know. Yep.
That's right.
Uh, cool. Okay, so first of all, I love blackdickandass.com. That is great. I try to look it up.
You
It does
know,
not exist anymore, but I'm so sorry.
mm-mm.
All right.
That was very much like that had to have been early 2000s. They probably evolved into like Taggers or Dog Pound or something, you
Possibly.
know,
Possibly. Yeah.
Thug Bait,
Okay.
who knows?
Now, what's the freakiest thing you've ever done?
Hmm. Freakiest thing I've ever done. Um, okay, I think the freakiest thing I have ever done is fucked in a storage unit, public storage.
Oh, yes. Yes, we talked about this. Yes. Okay, tell that story again. You
Mhm.
fucking in a storage
Okay,
unit.
so my ex at the time and I, it was really like the whole whimsy of it all is kind of crazy because it was like we broke up, we were living together. This was like back when I was in undergrad. I was living in DC
Mhm.
and we were living together and then we moved out. We broke up and then like but we had our stuff in like a shared storage unit. And so
Mhm.
um, time went on, time passed. We eventually came back to like to communicating speaking terms. And
Mhm.
we decided that, we needed to go to this storage to like get our shit out of storage. And
Yeah.
so this was like our first time seeing each other after a while. And
Mm.
it was like ass crack of dawn. It was like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. on like a random weekday or
Mm.
whatever. We meet up at this public storage and the vibes are vibing, the feels were feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a couch and a mattress in the storage unit. And, we just sort of like was like, you need that? I need that. You
I
need
need
that?
it. Yeah. One more
We
time,
need
baby.
that.
One more time,
So,
please. Yeah.
and I mean, we lowered the little garage door down to like 75%
Yeah.
and clapped our lives away. Clapped.
Yeah.
I mean, that was actually probably like out of the many times that we had sex together as a couple, like I think
Mm.
that sort of like reunion moment that was like I mean, to this day I still remember how good he felt on
Mhm.
me and how
Mm.
like he was I don't know, he was like extra wet that day and like he was
Mm.
just like ripe and ready to go and like we just
Ripe
it
and
was
ready
it
to
was
go.
beautiful. It was amazing. I was like, wow. I have like I do think that like there's a little bit of an exhibitionist in me, like I
Yeah.
like public play. I like, being out where we can possibly get caught, but like, and maybe
Mhm.
that added to like the of it all, but
The
it
spice of it all,
was,
yeah.
mm,
Did y'all okay, so I just moved, right? Just moved, and we
hmm
also had to go to a storage unit, and the walls are thin boots. The walls are thin.
Boots.
People's walking around there. It's a little cold. It's a
Right.
little drafty. So was
Right.
anybody there? Did you hear any footsteps?
I think because we had to have been like the first ones there. It was so early in the
You said it was
morning.
early, right?
Like, I don't think there was anyone there aside from whoever worked there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was like a part of the reason of us like pulling the door down to like, even if someone did notice that the unit was up, like
Yeah.
it would be like half cracked. So it would be like somebody would have to be like,
Right. They
hello,
they would
is
have to
anyone
make an
in there?
effort. Yeah,
Right, right. And it was,
uh-huh.
it'd also give us time because, it's this big old heavy ass door. Like it would give us time to be like, if someone was like,
Yeah, clean
hey,
it up a
hello,
little
is
bit.
anybody in there? We could be like, oh shit,
Uh-huh.
and get back to, not get caught. But it was fascinating. But I think that's
That
one of the things too.
sounds
And just,
fun.
I enjoy, I
Yeah.
enjoy a sex party from time to time. And, there have definitely been nights where I've clapped several cheeks in one night
Uh-huh.
and then
Uh.
left the party and took more cheeks home. So, like, I can be a little
Uh-huh.
indulgent, if you will.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
talk about that. So, like, is that sounds really interesting because a lot of folks, are you the type of person to like have sex in what's it, like a marathon, like, or like is it a marathon or a sprint for you? Are you having like multiple partners and then like chilling out, then doing it again, chilling out, or is it like one at a time? Like,
It's
how
a
is?
it's a marathon for
Mm-hmm.
me because,
Yeah.
it's like I think for one, I guess it depends on the night because there have definitely been times where it's like in and out.
Yeah.
I barely want to be here to begin with, so let me get what I came here for and get the fuck
And
out.
get out. Yeah.
Or
That's me. That is me.
or there are times where I'm like, no, I know exactly what I came here for. I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pace myself. I'm gonna give myself more than one finish. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah. That's really
and
important.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think I 9 times out of 10, I'm there to like actually like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Like
Got it.
I
Got it.
like to really, have a couple drinks, really peruse,
Mhm.
see what the crowd is giving, really
What
sort of like
what you be looking for? Like, what gets your attention at a sex party?
um well, a few things. I for one, of course, I'm like the 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 better the body, the better.
Mhm, mhm.
Like
Yep.
if I see somebody who's like athletic built, got a fat ass and some like pretty like perky chest and like, stomach and stuff, like
Mhm, mhm.
those are always the things that are like, ooh, what's he doing? And I kind of like to like sit to the back to like actually see
Smart.
if this masculine body actually likes dick or if they like ass.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
not just because you got just because you got a body and you like you in the gym, you prioritize fitness, it don't mean
Means nothing.
that you out here clapping. Sometimes it
Means
means you
nothing.
like your clapped.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I like to like really observe first, and I
Yes.
like to see like, okay, who are the oral ones in the mix? Who are the
Yes.
ones that are like just face down, ass up on the bed?
Yes.
Who are the
Mhm.
ones that are like mixing and mingling a little bit? Like I just
Yep.
kind of like to play observant, and then because oftentimes you can't really see for real. Like you,
Yes.
and I'm definitely a person that's like, what is that face doing? What is the face
Yes.
giving?
Because
And so
sometimes
I try
you'll
to
have the
capture
body.
them,
Sometimes
but
you'll
they
have
won't
the
have the
body
face,
and you will gag when you
but
see him in the
won't
light later. You be like,
but won't have
"Oh,
the
I had sex with
face.
you." Oh.
Right.
Well, good
And
for you.
sometimes, and sometimes, hey, sometimes the face don't need to be all that. Sometimes it's like
It
if the
doesn't.
body makes up for the face and
Yeah.
I'm mostly interacting with the body anyway, then
Yeah.
cool. But
Yes.
yeah, no, definitely a tight body, definitely love a
Mhm.
fat ass,
Okay.
definitely someone who not necessarily like a social butterfly, but somebody who's like not weird because like dudes do be
Yeah.
weird up in sex parties
Yeah.
sometimes too, like they
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
I just try to be observant about a lot of that stuff.
I think that's really smart because especially because people ask me about sex parties all the time. What am I supposed to do? I'm scared. I'm nervous.
Mhm.
And it's like, go there and sit your ass in the corner.
Right, just
Sit in
watch.
the corner and watch for what you want. Look for
Right.
signals of consent. Look for what people are doing. Look for who's weird. Look for who's doing the sexual activities that you like, right?
Yes.
And what I tell people is a lot of times it is very hard to see people at sex parties. But one way you can recognize people is their socks. I know that sounds wild,
Mm.
but like their socks and their sneakers, if you can remember sneaker and sock combinations,
Or hats.
hats are great.
Niggas love a
Hats are
hat.
great. Jewelry is great, right? Dude with the
Mhm.
chain. Oh, that's the dude with the chain. Okay. Like look
Yep.
for little pieces like that on people. But even more importantly, you said you're looking to see who is topping, who's bottoming, who's doing oral. So smart. And
Mhm.
for those that are sides out there, as me as a side, when I'm at a sex party, I do be fucking at sex parties. But if I just want to side at a sex party, I'm not walking up to people just siding with them. I'm literally looking for who's doing the side activities that I like, and then I'm
Mm.
putting them in my bank. I'm like, okay, green socks, white shoes, he likes nipple play. Okay, red hat, he likes
Mm.
kissing. Okay, green jewelry, he likes I don't know, whatever. Like I'm noting
Right.
it like that, and then I'm approaching those folks with consent and trying to do those things with them, right? Rather than discover.
Mm.
Now you can discover it, like you can go through, the work of like let's figure out what sex is best for us. But for those
Right.
of us that want specific things, look for them. You'll see them, and then just approach that person for that. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. So, what is your current sexual fantasy?
Oh. Oh, my current. Okay. And I
Yes.
mean, I think this will be bucket list and like top of the list until it happens.
Mhm.
But like I want to go to a foreign land.
Okay.
I'm talking like Ibiza,
Uh-huh.
Barcelona,
Uh-huh.
Brazil,
Uh-huh.
somewhere where there's like beach,
Yeah.
beautiful, immaculate weather,
Mhm.
or even a cruise ship.
Mhm.
But I want to slut out slash be slutted out on a balcony in the broad daylight and underneath the stars. They don't have to
Oh,
be within the
oh,
same
okay, day and
24
night.
hours.
Yeah.
Yes, but they don't have to be within the same 24 hours. But like
Mhm.
at some point, broad daylight where anybody could see, and the dark of night where you can see fucking Orion's belt and whatever your little astrological constellation up in the sky. Because I want to wish upon the star when you know and ideal scenario, if it's not somebody that I'm in love with, somebody who I am like so like attracted to, and someone
Mhm.
who I just love to be around and
Yeah.
want to keep around, and hopefully maybe we are on our way to love or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but that is
That's beautiful.
absolutely 1000% my fantasy.
Yeah. Now, you talk about getting slutted out on this balcony. What does that look like? What is slutting Galen out? What is that?
You know, as you know, okay, so circling back to sexual awakening, right?
Uh-huh.
And as you said, what is one of like I believe that you can have sexual awakenings, but not be fully sexually awake. And so
Yes.
I personally, as many awakenings as I have had, I still feel like I'm hitting snooze on the
Mhm.
awakening alarm.
Yeah.
And so I think ideal scenario is, we sloppy topping each other.
Mhm.
We like munching, eating each other,
Mhm.
and we both clapping. Like
Mhm.
verse aspirations, verse
Okay.
dreams.
Okay, because all right, so, we talk often about, attempting to bottom, right? So, I know, I mean,
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong, you primarily top probably like 99%.
99.9%.
49%. Yep,
Yes.
yep, same. And
Hmm.
you have aspirations to be a bottom. Why do you think we can't be successful bottoms? What do you think is wrong with us?
I know, right? What is wrong with us, friend? Right. Honestly, like, I actually think it's a couple of things. Like, I kind of feel like I haven't really spoken to anybody about this, but I kind of
Mm,
feel like one of the things may be, um, and this is definitely a stretch, but I do think
sure.
that it's a real thing. A part of it is generational trauma. And what I
Mm,
mean by that is that, like, I come from a lineage of men and women who believe that black men should be masculine. Black
mm,
men should be, should carry themselves a certain way.
yeah.
And I actually think that I may have inherited a little
Mm,
shame that prevents me from fully giving in to the
copy.
experience of like
Yeah.
opening up. But also,
Mm,
too, I do recognize, so there's like that woo woo, if you will.
yeah, I
But
think that's
then I
valid.
think also too that there's like that, like, I really do think that it is like a skill to be able to not only bottom, but enjoy bottoming. And
Yeah,
that, like, if you are not practicing or well practiced, I don't
yeah.
think that'll ever be a thing that you enjoy if you are not intentionally taking time to
Yes,
like get to know your body and get to know yourself in that way.
that's right.
And like, I would be lying to you if I said that like I've never had any sort of like pleasurable sensations back there.
Mhm.
But that was also like very early on in my
Yes,
uh
in your sex life.
sexploration,
Uh-huh.
and that was also too like that involved like solo play. That wasn't another person into the mix. And I think too, it's like
Mm,
when you have
interesting. Huh.
enough, yeah, I think like when you have enough like bad situations that like eventually you just like write it off as like, you know what,
It's not for me.
I've tried. And
Yeah,
every time it just isn't, it's just not giving what all of y'all say it gives.
yeah,
So let me just stick to what I know I enjoy and what I
yeah.
know has brought me pleasure and just
That's
stick
right.
to it like that. But I definitely do think, like, especially as I get older, that like there is more value in versatility than being on one side of the spectrum or the other.
Yeah, yeah, you just get more. There's just more options. Like,
Yeah.
for me as a slut, I'm sad that I can't just take dick because I'm like, I'm
And that's
missing
the
out
other
on
thing
dick.
too.
I'm missing out.
I feel like there is a part of just the homosexual experience that I am missing out on because like
Yeah.
there are people who are like, oh, I was like, I've been he took me took me to Venus. Or like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I saw the moon, I saw
yeah,
stars, and I felt all this inside, and it was just so intense, and I just was like,
yeah.
oh, you got to stop, and I'm like, I wanna experience that, I wanna feel that, but like, in the
Yes.
same breath, I don't trust these niggas, like I
I
don't
don't trust these niggas. It's hard. And you're
like,
so right. Like when I'm fucking someone and I see, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything. I'm not doing anything special. But when I see the
mhm.
ecstasy in their eyes, I'm like, wow, you love this. Wow. Like I don't know
I
what you're
would
feeling, but
love
it looks great. Whatever you're feeling looks
I
better than what
right,
I'm feeling. No shade.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like I would love I and I say this like as much as I would love to fuck me, but in the same breath, I would not because I don't feel like I'm a starter dick.
Oh,
L-
you're not. You're
Like
not. You're
like
not to
I feel
start
like
with.
I'm a intermediate advanced dick.
Yeah,
And as a beginner, I don't think I would
yeah.
want that. But knowing how I pay attention to my bottom and knowing how I sort of put my pleasure to the side and prioritize their pleasure. I'm like,
Mm,
I would love to get with a top like myself, and
yeah.
maybe that is what I'm in need of in order, because it's like I feel like that's just a very vulnerable position. And it's like I've done a really great job of having a really great track record. And
Mm,
I don't want that to be I don't want to be a bad bottom and be like, oh, he can't take no dick.
mm,
I don't want
yeah.
that as a or like,
Now,
oh, he painted. Like I don't want that as a reputation. So it's just like
yeah,
I just stick to my strengths. I stick to what I know I'm good at. I stick to
yeah,
what I know is gonna be a good time for you and me both.
that's right.
Amen.
That's right. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. And so we're speaking about your dick length and girth. Um, I I'm gonna say something. If you want me to cut this out, you can absolutely tell me to cut it out directly after. Okay? Are you
Okay.
ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you remember having a threesome with me and my husband?
I do. I do. And I actually had a blast. There was a
Me
lot
too.
going on that night, but
It
I
was
had
a
a great
great
time.
night. It was a great night. The one
Y'all
part
are
I
y'all
wanna
are impeccable hosts. Impeccable hosts.
You were an impeccable guest. We really had a lot of fun with you, sex
Thank you.
wise and non sex wise. Like we just had a fun night that night,
Yeah.
playing games and stuff. But the one part that was funny to me, and I've always wanted to ask you this. So there was one point in the living room where I was sucking your dick, and I choked on it, and I ran to the trash can because I thought I was gonna throw up. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yes. I was like,
Did
"Oh
that
Lord, is he
did that
okay?"
make you uncomfortable? How did you feel in that moment? What was going through your
It
head?
didn't make me uncomfortable. I actually kind of thought in that moment that like, "Oh wow, maybe he has like a gag kink. And this is like
Oh,
actually a good thing." You know?
no. Yeah,
But
no.
I did get a little concerned. I was like, "Oh, snap. Like, is he okay?" Like
I think you were slightly concerned.
I was a little concerned, but you hopped right back in like a
I did
champion
hop
and I
back
was like,
in.
"Okay, cool. He's
Yeah.
good."
Yeah, I was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you for anyone that fucks with me, if I'm sucking your dick, I will gag on it and I will run to the trash can at least once.
Look,
If I
that means
don't,
you
then
really going for it,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah. I have a very shallow gag reflex, very shallow. Like if I just do this, I'm
Same.
like, ah, like I'm ready to throw
Same.
up. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, thank you for thank you for entertaining me with that. I really wanted
of
to ask you
course.
that. Okay, great. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, so let's talk about just very quickly. You are an actor, right? And you
Mhm,
kind of brought this up earlier about like being multidimensional, right? Being multifaceted, and as an actor, so I used to really be an aspiring actor. That's all I wanted to do. But at that
mhm.
time, I was so afraid to also be the sex person, right?
Yeah,
Because those two worlds don't really mix. And
right.
even I don't know if you know, but prior to me uh, being like full time sex educator, I was also a writer, and I was writing for Disney. And at that
Oh.
time, I really wanted to dive into sex education. Yeah, yes,
Mhm.
yeah. I was writing for a show on Disney Junior, and I really wanted to do sex at the same time. And I was just like, David, you have to choose. You got to pick one,
Yeah,
because as a kids writer, you can't be talking about fucking. You can't be doing that.
right.
So I ended up choosing sex. I ended up choosing this career, and I'm so happy I did. But I think as an
Mm.
actor, you don't, as an adult actor, you don't necessarily have to do that. But how do you balance the two, and what thoughts do you go through when it comes to that?
Um, you know, I think, uh, first of all, I mean, it reminds me of Homeboy was he the showrunner of X-Men 96?
Ah, yes, Bo Mayo, yes, him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it reminds me of that. I
Yes,
mean,
very
as
bad.
soon as you said Disney, the thing is just that like an unfortunate reality, I think, for actors is that like depending on the scope of career that you want for yourself, you have to
Hmm.
realize that like I think a lot of times we as actors, and we see it all the time, like the general public oftentimes doesn't disassociate the actor from the character. And
Copy.
so if there is a role or just you as a person, like if you carry yourself in a certain way, it just puts you in it sort of boxes you into certain opportunities. And I mean,
Mm,
like, the way I look at it is like one of my biggest things for this year was like to not take myself so seriously because
mm,
it's like
yeah,
at the end of the day, we are all human beings and like it does not change, like what I do does not change how I show up on or off camera. You know what I
absolutely,
mean? And so
absolutely.
I just think that like I think that really, you know, Hollywood and the world just needs to wake up and realize that like actors are 1000% people too. And also too, I
Mhm.
mean, it's just I just think that like it for sure it like it does close you off from like those avenues that might be more family friendly.
Yeah,
It
which
does
which there's a
close you
lot of
off
money
from
in.
like yes, it does. It could
Mhm.
potentially close you off from like the Disney, the Marvel, the Nickelodeon, the Cartoon
Yeah,
Network, whatever.
yeah.
But in the same breath, it opens you up to the BET, to the
No
Lifetime, to
shade.
the
There are
ABC,
other
NBC. Like
avenues.
there are
Yes,
other avenues, and I
yes,
think
it doesn't
that
have to
I'm
be
more
that.
interested in that. And honestly, too, like just in terms of like the work that I have done, like the
Mm,
shows that I have been on and been a part of, like especially that I get the honor and the privilege to be queer characters. That like
mhm.
these my how I show up as a sexual being doesn't. I don't think it should deter me from other opportunities, or it shouldn't stop me from other opportunities. Hell, like if I were once upon a time in my when I had my little secret OnlyFans, like there
Oh,
was a time where I was fearful that like, oh, what if people find out about this? What if what this how could this affect me or stop me from getting jobs and things like that? But
yeah,
like in that same breath, there's a market that it would open me up to. It
yeah,
could put me on fucking Beauty and Black, or it
yeah,
could put me on, whatever fill in the blank derogative adult
yeah,
thing that still requires me to show up as an actor. And so I just
yeah.
think that like I think that, I'm glad that I'm giving myself the opportunity to just like I said, to live in the fullness of who I am, to know that like
Mhm.
I can be supremely talented at what I do and what I love, and also to be freaked out and be sexually liberated and be
Yeah.
like, open and not afraid to like address the duality in that thing because I essentially is what makes me who I am and sort of sets
Yes.
me apart from any and everybody else. So I'll
Yes.
never so that's why that was another one of the things that made me say yes to this because it's like this is really an opportunity for people to get to know me beyond
Yeah.
silly Shakespearean English or Maya Angelou quotes and things. And
Uh-huh.
hell, even Dr. Maya Angelou once upon a time worked in brothels
Let's
and
talk
sex
about it.
houses.
Yes, Margaret
Hello?
was a sex worker. Margaret was a
Yeah.
sex
So I'm
worker.
like,
Yes.
if
Yes.
poet laureate of the nation can do
Can't do
such
it.
things, who am I to not?
Come on. That's such a beautiful fact. I hope people know that. Yes, thank you. Thank you for saying that. That was really great.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so let's talk a little bit about your kinks here. I hear you're
Mm.
curious about bondage and shibari. Have you had experience getting tied up or tying someone up?
I've never had experience in being tied up. There was once upon there was a ball that I walked in Vegas one time.
Mm,
It was actually
okay.
like a Beyonce ball. I think it was called like the
Mm,
Equality Ball. And my effect was like shibari. It was like I had
mm,
like these red shibari ropes. It like made like a little upside down star. It was like a harness.
nice.
And I just remember feeling and this was like early on in my sex siren journey. So I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I
Mm,
still felt incredibly like sexy and incredibly powerful. And I was
mhm,
like, ooh, okay, so even though I wasn't like tied up and bonded, but this idea of like of my body being accentuated by these ropes made me feel
mm,
powered. And also too, like, in sexual situations, I definitely am one that's like, give me your arms. Like I like to arrest, like put your
mhm.
hands behind your back and like
Yeah,
drill in. Like I like
yeah,
to do that kind of stuff. So I know that like tying up is definitely something that I want to like play around with. But also
Okay.
too, I would love to, I think that I think you were talking about this in your stories recently about, being a sub top. And
Hmm.
I definitely do feel that like I'm more, or if I naturally lean into being more of a submissive top than an aggressive or dom top, because it's
Yeah.
like I like to be told what to do, or
Yeah.
I would like to see, or would like to give over like control. I would like to like not use my hands and like have my hands
Yes.
tied up behind my back, or like,
Yes.
be restrained and like take control, that kind of thing. So those
Yeah.
are, yeah, those I feel like there's a lot of the kink side that I'm just very curious about that I haven't really
Hmm.
tapped into, but I feel like, there's definitely like some, what's that about? What would that be like?
Yeah, and I love that Sex Siren led to a possible kink, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's really, really interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Sex Siren, so before you got into Sex Siren, before you got into Body, who were you looking up to? Who was sexy to you? Who did you want to be like?
You know what? It's my ballroom journey is a key, child.
What is it?
I began ballroom actually on the performance track. I started
Oh,
walking
I mean, I've
Virgin
seen you Vogue.
Vogue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Virgin Vogue was my originally my first category and like the
Okay.
first and my intro into ballroom. And because it was just, I mean, ever since high school, I literally have loved voguing. I've loved performance. I love,
Hmm.
like old school clips of like early 2000s, 2000, like 2002 through like 2009 was like peak
Okay. I, I
ballroom.
I don't want to interrupt you, but okay, because that was my
Hmm.
era. So who
That was
do you
your
remember?
era.
But yeah, I came out in 2002. I'm an old girl.
Hmm.
Who?
So you know what the performance girls
Yes.
gave.
Do you remember the performers you were watching then? Do you remember them? Anybody?
I was watching Pony Zion, Deshawn. I was watching
Boots.
Alora, of course,
Yeah.
Laomi,
Oh.
Deja.
What? Oh, so
Um,
wait, you were watching the girls that were out in the 90s, but they were still voguing down in the early 2000s. Okay.
Still won't get
Yeah.
down. And
Yeah.
what's so funny now is like a lot of people like the girls who Vogue, like whenever I do let her out, they always will be like, baby, you are 90s film queen down.
Boots. Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but no, so like I started off my ballroom journey in performance, but like I
Mhm.
kind of realized very quickly that like I'm a Vogue, but I don't feel like I'm a grand prize Voguer. So like I was like, you know what? I got a little bit of body. People say I'm attractive. People say I'm sexy. So like let's do it. Let's dip our toe into, sex
Yes.
siren a little bit. And
Yes.
so
Not to cut
um
you off, not to cut you off, but
mhm,
I think that's really a great realization for those that are looking to get into ballroom. Most likely you want to Vogue, right? Everyone that gets into ballroom because they want to Vogue first. And that's great. Practice your Vogue, but also have another category in your back pocket because no shade, there are 3 billion Voguers out there.
billion.
And and these days in the 2020s, the Voguers are backflipping, doing double 360s,
Right.
gymnastics.
Doing
Like
the
it wasn't like that back
most.
then. You could possibly get in. So if you ain't doing all that and you're not 17 years old and can put your leg behind
Mm-mm.
your head, maybe practice
Right.
runway. Maybe
And that
practice
was the
sex
other
siren.
thing too. Like
Bizarre.
I started my ballroom journey, like I was like 30 when I started. I was already
Aha.
old in
Yeah.
comparison to a lot of the girls. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I was like, okay, you know what? I have body. I have like a little, I'm feeling myself. I feel a little sex appealish,
Hmm.
So I was really looking up to like Rebel,
Yes.
Tank Garcon,
Yeah.
who else? Uh, Lariah Garcon was another
Boots.
one. You
Yes.
know, there were, yeah, those were kind of like the ones who I
Those
was
are
like,
staples.
"Ooh, yeah, I really like how they sell it. Of course, Jarrell, Gorgeous Gucci, like
Mhm.
just daddies, my God, just
Mhm.
blessed
Still,
black,
to this
beautiful
day,
men.
they still look good,
Hmm.
all of them. Yeah.
And so, and so, I was like, when I was 007, that was really when I started to like get into my sex siren bag. And actually, once I became a West, they were like, okay, we see it for sex siren. However, we really think you should walk body first. Like,
Mhm.
get your name out there in the body category. It'll
Yeah.
also just like get you more comfortable and like having your body out, but not necessarily having to like lean into like the whole sexual performance of it, but
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
more so about like, you have tone, you have definition, you definitely have body
Yes.
and you're
Yes.
lean. So like once you learn how to sell it in that way, then we can like, sort of transfer you over. But then I ended up like walking body and like I just started getting grand prizes. That was really where I found my grand prize lane in
Gotcha.
ballroom. And
Mm.
so yeah,
And not to cut
that's
you
where
off
we
again, but
are.
that's such a compliment when no shade, it's such a compliment because if someone tells you, yeah, you can walk sex iron, but walk body first, not a lot of people can walk sex iron. A lot of people can do that.
Hmm.
Not all sex sirens can walk body. I would say
Hello.
45, maybe 50% of sex sirens cannot walk body. It is a different
Correct.
category. It's a different
It is a
training.
different
It's a
category.
different physique. You don't actually have to work out all the time and lift weights to be sexy. Like you could be
Right.
sexy, flat chested, no ass, whatever. You can still sell sex.
Right.
I've seen people like that win, and they should. But like to
Yeah.
have body, you gotta have body.
You
You gotta
gotta have
train.
body.
Yeah, you
You are
gotta have
either
train.
model's body or
Mhm.
muscular body. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
but hey, that's the thing about West. They're gonna point you in what? The right
The
direction.
right direction.
So
Hey, right
yeah.
west. Okay, I know that's
Period.
right. Okay, so we're coming down to the end, but before we go, I want to play this game
Hmm.
with you because, like I said, you've been blowing up with the turning everyday phrases that we use in pop culture into what you
Yes.
call phrases of distinction,
Yeah,
Shakespearean
speaking with
quotes,
distinction. Yes.
speaking
Old
with
English,
distinction.
Shakespearean English.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to give you some nasty, freaky, disgusting phrases that you turn into that
Hmm.
Shakespearean shit. Can you do that?
Let's do it. I can
Okay.
do it.
All right. Okay. So instead of saying, damn, nigga, you got a fat ass, what should you say?
Instead of saying, damn, nigga, you got a fat ass, say, Gadzooks, brother, thy bottom is most rotund.
Gadzooks is taking me out. We
You
said
know,
your bottom is rotund. Oh,
thy bottom is
thigh
most
bottom is
rotund.
most rotund. Oh, that's so good. Okay,
Yes. It's like,
that's so good.
mm-hmm.
That's great. Okay, this one is
Yes.
I want to suck your dick from the back.
Mm. I want to suck your dick from the back. I desire most to sup thy member from behind.
This is so good.
Yes.
Wow, you're a genius. Okay,
Thank you.
here we go. I'm coming to your house to fuck you silly.
Mm. I'm coming to your house to fuck you silly. I shall meet thee at thy manor and violate thee to madness.
To madness. To
Mm.
madness. Yes, I might use that one. Okay.
Yes. Violate me to madness.
To madness. I like that. I want to feel madness. Uh if you eat my ass, I'll eat yours.
Okay. If you eat my ass, I'll eat yours.
Yeah.
If thou makes my rear a meal, I shall prepare thee for my table.
Ooh, my table.
Mm.
I want to tell someone I got a table and they gotta eat that
Yeah.
shit. Lovely.
Place your rear upon my table
Upon
for
my
my
table
feast.
for my feast.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, for the sides out there, I'm a
Mhm.
side. I don't want to fuck.
I'm a side. I don't want to fuck. I find myself a man of simpler needs. I do not wish to mount or be the mount.
Yes, yes. I don't want to mount. I don't want to be
Or
the mount.
be the mount.
No, I want to do simple shit. Okay, I just want to suck your dick.
Simpler
Great.
things bring me fulfillment. You understand? Yes.
Oh, you're so good. Okay, I got two more.
Okay.
Fuck me till the piss comes out.
Mm. Instead of saying fuck me till the piss comes out, indulge me till my golden rivers flow. Or
Uh-huh.
ravish me
Yeah.
to my golden estuary. And if you don't know
Oh,
what an estuary
I
is, it is
don't.
where the river meets the sea.
Aha! Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we gotta explore that
Pick your poison.
estuary.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Last
This is so
one.
fun.
Are you having fun? Because I'm having fun.
I'm having
Um,
a blast.
I'm gonna come in your mouth, then give you a kiss.
Okay. I shall release my milky essence on thy
Mm,
lips
mm.
and bestow a kiss where dignity hath fled.
Ooh, where dignity has fled. Your mouth. Oh, that is poetry. Oh,
Mm.
Shakespeare could
Because it's got to
never.
be poetic. It's got to be,
Yeah.
you got to throw that
Yeah.
literature in there. You've got to make the people
Yeah.
think and like, oh, I never thought that word for that word. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That is amazing. I am truly enjoying
Yes.
everything you're doing on TikTok, on
Thank
Instagram.
you.
It's so good. The people love it. They are
The people love
craving
it,
you. They
and it
want you
gags
so
me
bad. Like
every single time. It gags me because I'm like, I could have been doing this for
the
years.
whole time. The whole
The whole
time.
time.
The
Right.
whole time.
Yeah.
But you're doing it
But
now. I'm so happy. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm incredibly thankful and incredibly grateful that like the people are seeing me in this light and are not only like loving what I'm doing, but like wanting more of it. And like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like work. It's just so much fun. And like my
Yeah.
inner theater nerd is just like bubbling with glee every time I make a new
Yeah.
video. So
Yeah.
grateful that you enjoy it, that everybody else enjoys it. And of course, there's so much more to come
Yes.
always.
Yes. There's always more to come.
To
Uh
come, C-U-M.
UM.
Yes.
But for
Mm.
now, we are going to go. Would you please drop your social so people can find you and laugh with you as well?
Absolutely. Please find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and YouTube at the Galen J Williams. That is GalenJWilliams. And the laughs will be abundant. And you can tap in and see what projects and things I'm booking and working on
Hmm.
because the acting career is also in motion and there are just
Yeah.
so many beautiful, amazing things in store. So
Yeah.
tap in and while it's still hot,
While
okay?
the tapping is hot. Yeah, while he's here.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Please check him out, y'all. Go watch his videos. You can find him on Netflix, on Lifetime, everywhere. You can find Galen
Period.
Williams. So make sure you
Yes.
check him out, and we will see you next week. Bye.
See y'all.
Thank you for watching and or listening to Butch Queen After Dark. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, rate, subscribe, do all the things. We try to make this show grow. And send your listener letters to butchqueenpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, stay nasty, and stay after dark.